Well, welcome to the show, Fifth.
Hi, guys.
Welcome,
I'm
Fifth.
excited. It's been a while. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys are so awesome.
Yeah. We've been excited, too.
Yeah, I can't wait for this episode because you've got so many awesome things to talk to us about. So,
Right. Absolutely.
Health and wellness and Smooth, the cafe that you run. We're really excited to dive into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I said it in the beginning, to anybody out there, the first time I met Fifth was at a party. It's a 4th of July party, actually.
Yes.
And Nick and Tracy. Nick, shout out to Nick and Tracy. What's up? And I said to Dale, all I wanted to do was sit and talk to you. I felt bad I'm at this big party, but I just wanted to talk to Fifth because you're just such an interesting guy.
Right.
And, so I just stayed for the whole episode because Fifth is so full of life. He's one of those people where you get around him and your battery recharges. You just get so much energy and life from him. So let's dive in.
This episode brought to you by Summit Services. Heating, cooling, electrical, and pool systems done right. Visit callsummitservices.com.
And let's start with your story because you have an awesome story. You've been around a lot of places, but let's start. Where did you grow up and kind of what's been your path so far to here?
Okay, so and I'll skim over it, but so my dad was a pilot, and so we started moving when I was 2 years old. So I was born down in the States, but then I loosely call Canada mostly home. So when I was younger, I was in a place called North Bay, Ontario, and then after that, moved over to Montreal and learned French. So I'm considered what you say an Anglophone that speaks French. So so I definitely have an accent when I speak French.
Yeah.
Speak French. And then when I was in the States, undergrad down in California, and I finished out in Greece with Boston College. And then I did an internship in Germany.
Wow.
And then while I was, go ahead.
What were you studying?
So I initially started as actually, interesting, an architect, and then that was too boring, so I wanted to go
You as an architect, no.
So I decided to become an accountant.
Okay.
And that was boring.
That's
It's
even
not going
worse.
anywhere. And so then hotel management and finance and entertainment activities, kind of the hotel industry.
Yeah.
So while I was over in Greece, I kept getting a phone call from a company called Club Med.
Okay.
And my mom kept hanging up on them.
Oh, no.
And so when I did my internship in Germany, and then I got home, I happened to be home for about 2 weeks, did not know what I was going to do. Clement called and we've been calling you the last 4 months, and your mom's hanging up. And I'm like, Mom! And so then I started my journey with Club Med. So with Club Med, I was down in Florida and then just all over the world, in the Bahamas, and Luthra, and then Paradise Island, and then Columbus, and then Turks and Caicos, Punta Cana. The whole time I was doing entertainment activities. I learned how to be a sailing instructor, windsurfing instructor, snorkeling instructor. I learned how to teach trapeze, the sports, and then I was the manager, director of sports. I was out in Mauritius Island. That's when I was living out in South Africa.
Yeah.
And then I worked out in Australia. I was out in Bali, up in Morocco, out in France. And then I became GM a couple of times when I was in Cancun and in New Caledonia. So I was in New Caledonia. I love New Caledonia. Do you know New Caledonia? Just off of New Zealand?
Yeah.
So then while I was out there, I decided, you know what, I always kind of wanted to become a lawyer. Again, boring job.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
From
Somebody could have stopped me. Stop me. So then...
To all you people out there, hold on. How are you holding on for this? I told you it was going to be
3
fun.
minutes into it. You don't even know.
It was
So I
coming.
was in the Bahamas, and I flew to University of Miami and took the LSAT. And then I was out in Australia when I found out that I passed the LSAT. And then a week before law school started, I came back and I had evidently a very strong Australian French accent.
Oh, wow.
And so one of the professors was like, where are you from? It was very interesting. And granted, I was in law school. I had long hair and I had 9 earrings. Although the whole time I was very, very conservative, but it definitely didn't look like I was conservative.
Yeah.
While I was in law school, I decided I wanted to go to a law school that had some surfing. So it was either San Diego or Malibu. And I'm like, well, Malibu has better surfing. So I ended up Malibu, and there's a school called Pepperdine I'd never heard of. I go there, and it's ultra conservative.
Oh, wow.
And they're all looking at me. It was an interesting experience in law school. Although I would have to say I was probably more conservative than almost 90% of those people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after law school, I went back to Club Med, and while I was in Paradise Island in the Bahamas, one of the people, the lawyers on the legal team, was away for maternity leave. So I ended up working in Miami. And while I was in Miami, I'm like, I'll just take the Florida bar. So I took the Florida bar. She came back. I ended up down to the Club Med in Cancun. While I was in Cancun, found out I passed the bar. So on my way to Bali, I went to Miami and got sworn in, and I was in shorts and a tank top as a lawyer. And then I went and worked out in Bali. I was living out in Bali for a while. And that was good, but then I decided to try the cruise industry. So I became a cruise director. And the whole time...
I'm just
an attorney to a cruise director.
You know how many people out there, guys and gals out there who sweated over the bar. He just casually passes the bar.
I'll take the Florida bar.
And this is, I'm going to go to Club Med. Like, you got people out there who are like, are you kidding me? Like, really?
That's actually. So when I was lawyer in Miami, it was so boring. But I went to Bali, and then actually before cruise director, I came back. I was in California and practicing law in California in-house. Again, way too boring. I couldn't do it. So then that's when I started cruise directing. And then I was living down in Argentina and then up in Boston, mostly out in Hawaii, up in Alaska, was out in Germany. And the whole time I was also still on my time off would work with Club Med. I'll be like 6 months on and 2 months off.
So you were doing law
is
and
Club
then...
Med like cruises or
No,
something?
Club Med is international, French organization, international hotels. And the resorts, it's all-inclusive resorts.
Gotcha.
And they're all around the world. And I was snow skiing up in Colorado. And then,
so you would go resort to resort?
Yes.
Okay.
Every 6 months to a year.
Wow.
I was 2 years in Mauritius. And so I would be on the ship for 6 months. And then I get 3 months off, actually 3 months, and then I'd go work at a Club Med. Then I'd help with the trapeze, or I'd do the water ski show, because I used to be a water ski instructor. So I'd do the water ski shows in Cancun. And then I was working with Cirque du Soleil, because my friends were in Cirque du Soleil, and so I was helping out mostly with their charity events and in-between acts and the pre-show and the post-show. And so I still work with Cirque du Soleil. So I was just out there like a couple of months ago at the MGM, a big event, charity event that they had with Cirque du Soleil.
Wow.
So I was doing that, working the cruise ships, and then I decided to take a break. So I was up in Denali, did a summer season. The summer season ended. And so then I went to the Keys, and I was down in the Keys for about 2 years. I had a great time, but then they transferred key managers up to Hilton Head to open up the beach house, and I was a GM over at the Tiki Hut.
So that's how you ended up here.
On the island.
Okay.
And so that's on the south end.
So wait a minute, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, because
keep on.
I want to see the resume. I want to see the roll
It's
out
like
the
a couple
resume.
of pages.
Yeah, right.
Definitely a couple.
So
of pages.
wait, you how did you get to the Tiki Hut? That was part of what?
So the resort I worked down in the Keys is called Hawks Cay Resort. And
Hawks Cay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So have you been to Hawks Cay?
No, I've heard of it.
So it's like 2,000
I haven't
people.
been anywhere. Like, you're literally making me feel like horrible about my life. Okay.
So it's this huge resort, a mile and a half by a half a mile. There's something like 38 swimming pools and lagoon, and the kids. I ran all the activities, entertainment, kids program, just huge thing. And then they transferred 4 key managers up to Hilton Head to open a property that had, I think, 200 rooms. I'm like, what did I get myself in?
It's just 200 rooms. I can do that in 5 minutes.
It's like a little boutique.
So the GM at the Tiki Hut created the volleyball program, the volleyball tournaments.
So that was you.
That put all the new volleyball courts in there, because I'm a big volleyball, and I play volleyball, compete in volleyball.
Yeah.
And it's funny, people are like, of course you do. So I created the full moon parties, but I am a personal trainer as well, and then I do triathlons and compete, and I did cross country and track in university, and then started doing marathons, and it started doing Muddy Buddies, and so then the Smooth shop came open, the Smooth Cafe came open.
So you were managing the hotel.
So I was at the GM, and then not the hotel, at the Tiki Hut.
Tiki Hut, okay.
Right?
So Tiki Hut was separate?
So Tiki Hut is part of the beach house.
Yes.
Got it, yeah.
So it's all the same resort. And I was working for a guy named Jeff Alcesser, who brought me up from Hawks Cay.
Okay.
So I was there, but I'm getting people drunk, and I'm kind of a health nut. And since then, I've become a naturopath, healing natural ways. And then the Smooth Cafe opened, and I'm like, well, I don't have anything else to do. So I bought the Smooth Cafe. And at the time, I usually move countries every 2 years, so my friends call me up, and they're like, where are you moving? I go, well, I own a bike, and I just bought a Smooth Cafe.
So I'm staying put.
So this is it. Wow.
When I landed on Hilton Head Island, I was here for probably 3, maybe 4 weeks, absolutely fell in love. It's the #1 place in the world. Absolutely.
And all the places that you've traveled, I mean...
so you don't need to move. You are already here.
I mean,
we have to discover it.
That's fascinating that this place hooked you.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting. One of the reasons, so I lived in California, and I lived in Hawaii several years. I lived down in Bali and Australia and down in South Africa. I lived in Morocco, all these places. One of the reasons I love this island is, A, for the trees. I love the trees.
Oh, amen.
So now, get this. I'm working at Tiki Hut, and there's a tree in the middle of our stage. Literally in the center of our stage, there's a big old tree, and the musicians had to play around it.
Okay.
So I get there, I go to the city. I'm like, we're cutting this tree down. If not, we're at least cutting the branches. And there you can't. You got to get a permit. And if you cut a branch and you don't get the permit, it's like $1,000 per branch. It's just this huge fine. So at the time, I'm kind of frustrated that these tree police are like on top of everybody. So then there's a volleyball tournament over in Tybee Island. So I went to Tybee Island, and I'm not speaking ill of any place.
Yeah.
But the city planners, it looks like right now it looks like it was built in the 60s.
Yeah.
There's no trees, and there's the telephone poles, and then the lamp posts, and the neon signs, and here with all the regulations, it's really kept its beauty and uniqueness. Like if people 100 years ago would arrive and they would say it still looks the same.
Yeah.
You know, all the signs are behind the trees, all the stores. Now, when you first arrive, it's really hard to find the stores.
Exactly.
Because you can't see the signs. And like, you're looking under the tree going, what's the terrific
There's a Walmart
store?
right there. Really?
I don't see anything. But so I came back, and I love the tree police because our island is just so beautiful.
And
so
there's a
beautiful.
reason for it. Yeah.
Right? And that's why I fell in love with it.
Are you thinking about making a move to the Lowcountry?
Whether you're searching for the perfect home, or you're exploring vibrant communities on the coast, or dreaming of a new lifestyle, we're here to help.
Contact the David Dale team today and let's make your dream a reality.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to say I'm more partial. Is that the word?
Partial?
Partial to the south end.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
sometimes my English loses me. I think in French.
It's fine.
And my Spanish sometimes, and my Japanese.
Mm.
But I'm definitely partial to the south end, and I live on the south end, and all the stores and the restaurants. So if you're in the south end, you don't have to go anywhere. Within a mile and a half, you have everything.
Everything.
That's true.
So on the north end, you have everything. A mile and a half, you have everything on the north end. So the north enders really don't hang out with the south enders.
true.
Kind of
True.
thing. And I do, if I come to the north end, like I have to go to Walmart, and
Yeah.
granted, I have a brand new Jeep, but if I'm coming in the north end, because it's almost 6 miles, I pack a lunch and a water in case I break down. Well, I mean, it's almost 6 miles. Like the south enders have no reason to come to the north end. Now you have the mid island, and they can
Yes.
go both
Both
ways,
directions,
right?
yeah.
But I'm a south ender, and I apologize for that.
No.
We're North Enders,
Yeah.
but you know.
But
Nice.
we live in harmony together.
Yes,
we do.
absolutely.
It's funny because
Right.
I think that's the other thing. Most people don't. It's actually a big island.
It is.
It is a
It's
big
a it's not like
it
Tybee's small. You know,
Right.
Tybee's like Edisto, super small, but this is 72 square mile island. I mean, it's
But the
actually-
beauty of the island, and I'm an island boy, having lived on island almost all my life,
board.
it's an island that you can drive to.
Yeah.
You don't have to get on a boat, but it still feels like an island.
Yeah.
And you have the water and the boats and everything else. It still has that character.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I want to go to Hilton Head Island. I'll move to Bluffton. And nothing against Bluffton as well. But that bridge,
There's a difference.
You don't get on the island as much as you want to. Once you're on the island, you don't want to get off the island.
true.
So
Well, and it's
huge.
funny because with the real estate side of things, right? When people are looking, and we always talk about this there, I'm looking from Wilmington all the way down, we hear all that. And the first question we have to ask them is, are you an island person or a mainland person,
Yeah.
a Bluffton person? And like, oh, I don't think it matters. I'm like, it so matters. Like it's
100%.
your day-to-day life is radically different if you're on the island versus on Bluffton. And if you think the island's where you want to spend your time, you got to live on it.
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, Bluffton's up and coming.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And we're losing all our F&B employees and
Yeah.
the restaurants because the restaurants and the food and the bars in Bluffton are just knocking it out of the
Yeah, they
ballpark.
are.
Yep.
Super, super awesome. But you're not going to get me off this island. I'm
No.
sorry. I'm on the island and I'm on the south end
It's
and
a
I'm here to
different
stay.
feel.
You're going to have to peel me off that south island.
I agree
Exactly.
with you.
It's
I
a
agree
different
with you.
feel
It is a
from
different
Bluffton
feel.
to the island.
Yeah.
But I think he has the right energy for the South End. don't you?
1,000%. You should be anywhere else.
It's going to be on the island.
When David and I were looking to move here, we contemplated Bluffton. I said to him, I don't want to be somewhere where I can't just go out my front door on my bike.
Yep.
And ride.
Yep.
That was a big deal for me to be able to get on my bike and just ride on all these trails that we have here.
Beautiful. It's one of the top 10 in the United States for bike trails.
Yeah.
And if you're in Sea Pines, the bike trails in Sea Pines are so beautiful.
They are.
I live on South Forest, so I cross the street with my surfboard. Oh, so I didn't tell you. So I'm also a surf instructor, and I teach surfing.
Of course you are, Fred.
Do you know JT
Just-
Roberts? Do you know JT?
JT, I know JT.
Yeah, he's a good
And
friend of
then John, the guy who builds all the surfboards surfboards, really nice guy as well.
Yeah.
So I walk across the street with my surfboard. I'm right there on the beach. So every day, if I have to be at work in 30 minutes, I'll run to the beach, hang out in the water, run back, jump in my Jeep, and then go to work. You know, it's just so right there, right?
That's
By the way, so Nathan Howe, we have a client who closes at the end of this month. Nathan, if you're watching, I got to introduce you because he texted me yesterday. He goes, I'm bringing my surfboard. Where do I go? I was like, wrong guy. So I'm going to connect him with you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
When is he coming?
He's here now. He just moved. He just started, but he closes at the end of the month. But.
Well, let him know the best months to surf are September, October.
Okay.
And then probably March and April. Now, March and April, the water's still cold.
Okay.
And the reason I like September, October is better is because the water's still warm, and I just don't like surfing with wetsuits.
Yeah.
But so, like I was out there yesterday, and the waves were amazing. So he needs to get out there before November.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Thank you. This is for you.
It's for you, Nathan.
Well, let's talk about Smooth Cafe. So you've told us our journey up to Smooth Cafe until you're purchasing it. So why?
So again, I was at TCAT getting people drunk, but I'm a health guru and then, personal trainer and getting people triathlons. I train people for Ironmans.
Has that always been in your DNA? So like your whole life?
My whole life. And I'm one of 11 kids.
Yes.
And my mom, she always had homemade bread and homemade pasta and homemade everything with 11 kids. Yeah. She took some extra kids in that, needed a home. So one time we had 17 kids. We had 2 houses and a big property with horses and everything else, a horse pony. And so it's always been my background. And so I've always been like a runner and a swimmer. I didn't like the running coach in high school, so I became a swimmer. Then I was a runner in university.
Okay.
Did quite well. And so then that convinced me to go to be a triathlon. So I've always been a sports person.
Okay.
So with my law degree, and when you go into law school and you come out, you're a different person. So now I love researching at night. And I usually am researching 2 to 3 hours a night, every night. That's like when I'm bored, I just research kind of thing. And so I started really getting into the natural path and natural healings. And then I created and invented a thing called Taimu Hako. And
so this is Taimu Hako, this fermented thyme.
That is such a great drink.
It tastes so good.
It's so good. She's like, you can only do a tablespoon. I'm like, I want the whole bottle.
You can do a shot.
A shot. That's what I mean.
A shot or whatever. I'm sorry.
So this is fermented thyme, and this is fermented turmeric. So talk to us about those.
So the thyme, back in the ancient Egyptian times, they knew that thyme was really good for your lungs, congestion, sinuses, allergies.
Okay.
And so I created a process. I mean, people can figure it out, but I created a process that you can ferment the thyme. Now, it was trial and error, and I tried different measurements, and then I tried to mix it with the kombucha, which is a fermented green tea, and it didn't work because it needs its own property.
Okay.
And so I finally found a recipe that does work, and so I ferment the thyme. Now, because it's fermented, if you do thyme seasoning, it's going to heal your cough and your congestion, sinuses, allergies. So you should have it every day.
Okay.
But
amazing. Because
it's fermented, it's 200% stronger than regular thyme because it's readily accessible to be absorbed into your bloodstream.
Okay.
So you're going to get a 2-fold increase of the properties to heal your congestion, sinuses, and allergies. It's like a super antihistamine. And it really tastes really good.
It does.
It's so incredible.
And I haven't tried it yet, but I think it would be really good if you did that with gin on ice.
Ooh.
Oh,
right?
wow. That would taste so good.
Can
I take that home and try it tonight?
It's all yours. Tell me how it tastes.
A little cough. I think you need to.
Tell me how it tastes. So now so this is Taimu Hako, fermented thyme, and because
Now what's
it's Japanese for fermented thyme.
Okay.
So it's super
Japanese.
creative.
Are you thinking of selling your home?
With our exclusive Elevate package, we combine over 50 years of experience, cutting-edge data analytics, our unique marketing strategies, and our extensive network to help your home rise above the rest.
While maximizing your sales price and minimizing the time on the market.
So contact the David Dale team today to learn more. Can you drink too much of that?
If you had a bottle every day for a year, then it would be bad because then you would have no bad bacteria in your gut.
Got it.
Okay.
And you need the bad bacteria to digest your food.
Okay.
So this is a good bacteria. It's a probiotic because it's fermented.
Okay.
So But again, you'd have to have a bottle every day for an entire year or two.
Okay.
So if you're having half a bottle every day, it's fine. I would do 1 to 2 shots a day, and you're going to be perfect.
Okay.
All right. So this is Taimu Hako Japanese because of my Japanese, and then I invented this thing called the Ukan Hako, and so the Ukan Hako, and it's right there, Ukan Hako, is Japanese for fermented turmeric.
All right.
Right. And in the fermented turmeric, the interesting part of turmeric, and I had a sheet, and I have information, and I do lectures at the Smooth Cafe.
Okay.
So you come down, and I've been to Memory Matters, I've been up to Sun City, I've been to the schools, and I give lectures at the schools as well.
Okay.
Super, super important. So the turmeric it looks like a root, right? It's part of the ginger root family, but it's not
I told you about my turmeric every day. I do it as the root. I put it in my...
Grinds the root.
I grind it.
Yeah.
not the best way.
It's not?
It's seriously. Now,
Okay.
when you ground it to a powder,
No.
okay, it's super hard to absorb. So
I
I'm
didn't
going
know
to get
that.
that. So when I make it, I use turmeric powder because it's really hard to break down. It's not a root; it's a rhizome. So as a rhizome, your body, it's hard to break it down. So if you're 35 and under, you're 35, 36.
29.
No, 29, 35.
That's right. Everybody out there, 35, 36, you heard it here on Real Talk.
If you're 35 and under and healthy, you're only going to get 15% absorption of what's called the curcumin in the turmeric, and the curcumin is the anti-inflammatory property.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So 15%.
15%, and it gets lower as you get older.
Wow.
Right? Then when you consume the turmeric, if you put it with pepper or cayenne in your digestive tract, it heats your digestive juices up, and it's able to break down the turmeric rhizome, and you get a twofold increase of about 25 to 30% absorption of the curcumin.
Wow.
Okay.
However, if you do the fermented turmeric, and I use the powder so it's already broken down, and you do the fermented turmeric, it becomes a probiotic, so you get all the benefits of a probiotic, but it's also readily accessible to be absorbed into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
It doesn't go through your GI tract, so it's 400% strong in the absorption of the curcumin, or 4 times stronger.
Wow.
So that brings the absorption of the curcumin up to about 55%, 50 to 55% absorption. So that's why this is definitely like 4 times better than turmeric, but you cannot get enough turmeric. So still do your turmeric, but turmeric powder in capsules is actually better than grinding it. Now, the grinding of the actual turmeric rhizome, it's not a root, it's a rhizome.
A rhizome, I'm sorry.
Is what's in there. So you're not being tricked into, did they put something else in there?
Right.
But if you can grind it down to a powder, and you can make your own capsules. They have these make your own capsule kind of thing. Then that would be the best.
Okay.
But make sure when you're doing the capsules, put it with something when you eat, cayenne, and do it while you're eating with the turmeric, pepper or cayenne.
I use cayenne all the time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So if I get this right, so because you're adding the heat, it's going to create in your stomach the enzymes to break it down.
100%.
And food.
Yes,
food
and
that you
food
have
as well.
with it.
So
it adds as like a digestive enzyme.
Absolutely, in your GI tract.
Okay.
And because I think we can park here for a minute, because one, it's so deep, and I want the audience, if they really haven't been paying attention, because we're so trained on just go and do prescriptions. Not that there's anything wrong. I'm not dogging on it, but the power, because we had Dr. Bradley on, and what he talked about was the 2 primary things, or actually really 3, is your gut health, blood sugar, and inflammation. Like if you can, go ahead. I
can literally go on 10 hours of the 3 things you just said. All diseases come from the gut.
Yep.
All diseases come from the gut. And anybody, I'll arm wrestle you for that one.
This is your camera.
Yeah, that's
too,
your camera.
So
I'm sorry. I will arm wrestle you for that one.
Yeah.
All disease comes from your gut.
Yeah.
And you're missing a mineral, or you're not digesting a mineral. Something in your system is blocking certain minerals.
Okay.
The number 2 is your glycemic level.
Blood sugar.
Blood sugar. It's not your blood pressure, and it's not your cholesterol. It's your glycemic level. And then the 3rd one is inflammation.
Yes.
Now, all of these correlate, especially this killer that we now have because of our diet, the American diet, and it's not as prevalent in Europe, and there's certain countries that don't have it. India is almost zero, is Alzheimer's and dementia.
Right.
All 3 of those cause Alzheimer's and dementia. Now, the biggest one is inflammation.
Yes.
Now, typically, men don't live as old as women because we jump off of trees and dive into silly stuff, and we're just knuckleheads.
Yes.
But typically...
Yes, you heard that here.
Typically, at a certain age, there's more guys than girls men than women that have Alzheimer's and dementia. And the reason is because girls are wimpy. They're just so wimpy. If they have a pain and ache, they're going to take an aspirin. Okay. They're going to alleviate the inflammation. We're like, it's just a little arthritis. Just walk it off, man. Walk it off. Yeah. And so we walk it off, and we continuously have this arthritis and the pain and the swelling. And then when your body has swelling, it creates around the brain what's called beta amyloids. Okay. So to protect it, because it doesn't want to get meningitis. Okay. And so it's protecting the brain, number one. So the 4 most important things is your heart, and then your lungs, and then your brain, and then your quads.
Okay, so that's the protection.
So the protection of your brain.
Quads. I want to park on that because, I heard a thing that said if you did 150 squats a day.
You only have to do 150. Go ahead.
Okay, well, they were saying that does, it's so amazing for the rest of your health. And I could never understood it, but I understand it.
It sends the endorphins, sends testosterone, it sends the energy, it sends oxygen to the brain. Okay. It's also stability. So once you lose stability, you fall on the ground, you can't get up. Yeah. Also, once you break your hip, your life expectancy goes straight to the room. So whenever somebody's getting up off of a chair and they're always going like this, the worst no-no. If you get on the ground and you're tying your shoe and you go like this and you stand up, the worst no-more. You're here. You always want to be strengthening your quad.
Okay.
So the quad is so important, and when you work out the muscles in your quad, it works also the muscles in your body. Okay. You're also getting more oxygen to your brain, and the bigger your quads, the bigger your brain. You want a big brain. You don't want a fat head, but you want a big brain. Likes the oxygen. Yeah. The other thing about your quads and working out, it's enlarging your AMC, which is your anterior midcingulate cortex, which is the biggest artery into your hippocampus, and it gets bigger and smaller on a daily basis. Athletes have a bigger AMC. They're getting more oxygen to the brain. They have more clarity, and they're going to live longer.
That's why when you work out, you feel so much better.
You're like,
you have more energy.
The worst thing you want to do when you're about to work out is to work out. You're like, why? Yeah. As soon as you're done, you got more energy, you got more clarity. Yeah. You're snapping. You're good to go. Your synapses are snapping. It's getting oxygen. It's also getting electricity up there.
Fascinating.
So when you have inflammation, you have the beta amyloids. So while the beta amyloids are around your brain, you're not getting the colons and other nutrients into your brain. The brain. So you have the synapse, and it's the memory cells of where did I park my car, where are the car keys, and you have the synapse come right here. And if you're not getting the colon, these start to shrivel up and die, and they separate. You're like, oh, dang, where did I park my car? Where are my car keys?
That's why you're getting...
Right. So you get the turmeric, and as soon as you get the turmeric, it alleviates inflammation, it clears out the beta amyloids, and you get brain focus. They call it arthritic haze. Or brain fog, as you get older and you're, aches and pains. It's all the inflammation. Yeah. And the inflammation is caused by the sugar. Now, I do have to say, turmeric will take the inflammation away. But it's much like a snake bite and the anti-venom. So this is the anti-venom, and the sugar is the snake bite. So you get bit by the snake, you get the anti-venom, it clears up, and you're good to go. Yeah. Well, the snake bite is the sugar, so you clear it up with the anti-venom, the turmeric, you're good to go, and then you have more sugar. Then you have more inflation.
So that's where the diet and the choices,
100%.
because you hit it on the head, the American diet, especially the processed foods.
Yeah,
so full of
so bad.
Yeah, so that's where people have to, and we talk about it all the time. There's, it's so hard to be disciplined. Like when you don't.
Well, you got to decide. So some people
you do have to decide.
Yeah. Yes, so I've been a carnivore for almost a year now, about 10 months, 11 months.
That.
Yeah.
And some people, like I was training this one guy, and he was having a diabetic. He was heading to diabetes. Yeah. He was having some stuff with his eyes, inflammation, his arm, his shoulders, and he was just pain ache. He was a golfer, his back. So I trained him to become keto, and then I started leading him into carnivore. And then 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, he went, am I off of this? So usually on Friday, it's a week from now, I get my pizza night, and I'm just dreaming about that pizza. I'm like, well, that's an obsession.
Yeah.
Food cannot be obsession. Food actually, and there are times when you enjoy the food, but food is secondary. You're eating food for the nutrition.
So, and I want to park here for a quick second because I think that's part of the biggest problem that we have here in the United States is the relationship to food.
100%.
Marketing has so brainwashed people into this relationship, unhealthy relationship with food. Everywhere else, it's just a means to an end. It's not a luxury.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
100%.
So here you eat whatever you want whenever you want, because your brain's being told this is it's like a craving or it's a toxin. Like
and it is a craving.
Sugar and cocaine, it's the same thing.
Absolutely,
there's
100%.
a huge correlation to the dopamine hits.
And that's the dopamine. And so it's the addiction. And so he got past that.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to what you're saying, but he got past that, and it was like 4 months. Now he's becoming more keto and carnivore, and every once in a while he'll slide back. But now all his aches and pains are gone. He's golfing again. He actually started doing the senior, and he's not the old. I forget what's the 50-year-old, 6-year-old they do track, the track and field and compete. So there's, like bowling, there's a senior division bowling.
Like a senior league?
Senior league.
So
but he's like 50, so it's not like old people league.
Yeah.
But there's a senior division for track, and now he's running sprints and everything. Wow. His no problem with the diabetes, the eye problem all disappeared. And the problem was he was so obsessed with, and then 5 days I get a pie, and then 6 days I get a pizza, and 7 days I'm doing the pasta, and just the obsession. Now, Dr. Salisbury already proved this back in 1888. And then really important, a lot of people are like, where'd you get your information? Please research everything I'm saying. Yeah. Research everything I'm saying. It's all out there. So Dr. Salisbury, I was Salisbury Steak. 1888. He was a doctor to try to help people with depression, and then psychotherapy, or I don't want to say psych wards. What do you call it? Not a St. Louis, but I want to be really nice. Medical places where people are having brain problems.
I got you.
Right? And depression and all these other things.
Give us the French word.
Nice.
That'll be easier for you.
That's super easy. Now I'm thinking in French, and I have to go back to English. So it's funny. And so he had already back in like 1860s, 70s, and he created this diet, and it's basically carnivore. It's like a little keto, but more carnivore than keto.
What's the difference between keto and carnivore? Because there might be people out there who are like, what is keto?
So keto is just carb free. So with keto, you can do vegetables. Okay. You can do salad and vegetables.
And fruit?
You can
because of the carbs.
Because of the carbs. Mm-hmm. So you have three kinds of carbs. You have simple carb, regular carb, and complex carb. And the simple carb are fruits and sugars.
Yep.
Rice is really close to being simple carb. You have regular carbs, breads, flours, wheats. Okay. By the way, wheat is worse than white bread.
It's genetically
so
modified.
We should not be eating wheat. If you have to eat bread, eat sourdough bread.
Okay.
And then complex carbs, there's three types of complex carbs. You have sweet potatoes, yams, and regular potatoes. On the side note, sweet potatoes are really bad for you. If you have to have a potato, eat a white potato, not a sweet potato.
Really? Why is that? Out of curiosity.
Because your glycemic level. Oh. And then always I don't know. So down in South Africa, I don't know if your grandparents, when we had potatoes, we always peeled them.
Yes.
And I'm like 11 kids. I remember, peel the potatoes, and we peeled like 40 potatoes.
Right.
So it was a thing to do. Everybody had peelers in their drawers. Right. Now nobody has a peeler in their drawer, and they're like, well, the nutrients are in the skin of the potato. That's where all the nightshade poison is. So if you have to have a potato,
if you can't do nightshades,
in which most people shouldn't, but some people can't.
I can't.
Peel the potato and use a white potato and make sure to blanch it, really boil it, and get all that nightshade. And you actually can kill the nightshade if you, and this is going to sound strange, fry it. So a French fry is actually your go-to, but it has to be French fry that's in tallow.
Beef tallow.
So steak and shake.
Yes.
And also tin and tallow.
Yes.
They fry
tin and tallow is a local restaurant here.
I feel like the RFK movement, he's really pushing these restaurants towards going back to tallow.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few articles of chips manufacturers that are going to that.
Really interesting. So keto is the vegetables. Carnivore is only carnivore. So carnivore is meat, cheese, and eggs. Okay. Any kind of cream cheese, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, sour cream. In fact, I have these tacos.
Ooh,
Can we do these tacos really fast?
Let's do it.
100%.
All right, so these are carnivore tacos.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. We've never eaten on the show before.
Do you want sour cream?
I'm good with the sour cream.
Okay. There's a spoon right there. There's some plates right there.
Thank you. We even get fed on the show.
I'll tell you what, you're a regular guest from now on.
You're having one too?
I knew that would work.
From
want
now
taco?
on.
You okay?
Thank you.
Oh, you got to have one.
I'm
All right.
so excited.
Okay.
I'm going to put these notes
Okay.
down.
All right, well, I'm going to save you.
Yeah.
If you,
Just save me one.
okay, I'll
Yeah,
save you
save
one.
him.
So, Fifth, what do you say to the doctors out there who are like, oh my gosh,
There you go.
Thank you.
You're
he,
welcome.
you know, the cholesterol, because that's all you hear, right? Every doctor, first thing they want to do is throw you on all your cholesterol meds.
Yep.
And then they want to tell you,
Can
can't.
I say one thing right now? And again,
I know
I'm
you're
going
not
to
a doctor.
arm wrestle.
Okay.
Yes.
I am not a doctor, and I'm not suggesting you do anything without researching. This is for me and anybody that's along this line. But
Come on.
I would highly suggest that you never ever take a statin for your entire life. So bad for your brain. They have proven the higher your cholesterol in your body, the higher your cholesterol, the longer you're going to live. Your brain is 2/3 myelin, which is fat, and your spinal cord is 50% myelin. Your liver makes 80% of the cholesterol in your body. If you lower the intake of your cholesterol, your liver has to work harder. On your cholesterol levels, all the food that you eat is only 20% of your cholesterol levels. So back in the 60s, maybe 70s, high cholesterol was at 350. And then it went down to 300. Then it went down to 250. And then it went down to 200. Now if you're at like 180, like, oh, you better go on statins. The higher cholesterol, the longer you will live.
You know, people are going to be
They're
make
really
comments
upset, and I'm
not
sorry if I upset
agreeing with
anybody.
that,
But
But
there-
research everything.
There's this Olympic
So
doctor who's a holistic natural doctor. He's on YouTube, very well credentialed, and he says his thing was that, you know, we blame cholesterol for all these problems, and I've said this in Dr. Bradley's episode, but and it's always stuck with me. He says when we blame cholesterol for the heart attack, it's like blaming the ambulance for the car wreck
I use that
Yeah.
all the time. Or the firemen.
or the fire. Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
a fire, and
Okay.
you always see the firemen at the fire, so they must have started the fire.
Right.
Exactly.
The cholesterol is actually healing the artery,
Yeah.
and it was never the cholesterol, it was always the sugar.
It was the sugar and the inflammation.
The
and
inflammation.
all that stuff, yeah.
So,
So this is
The
a carnivore taco.
all right. So, can you tell us how you made this?
So the taco is
so good, by the way, everyone. it's
it's
so
like
good.
a grilled cheese sandwich in a taco, right?
Oh my gosh.
It's- so it's a quarter cup of pork rind.
Okay.
Renko. There's a name for it. Pork renko. Pork renko. So a quarter cup of that, and then it's a tablespoon of melted butter, or what I use is heavy cream.
Okay.
Some salt and some cayenne. I put a pinch of cheese in there, and and 1 egg.
So that's what the shell is made
The
of?
shell is
Okay.
made of. So the
Okay.
shell
And then
is
you
made of
flatten
that.
that out and
you
fry
flatten
it?
it out, fry it a minute and a half to it. Then what you can do, if you really want it crunchy, you put your oven on at about 180 degrees, and you fold it over your oven grill, you know, the pull-out platform thingy, and you let them hang, and you put them in the oven for a good hour, hour and a half, depending on your oven,
Yeah.
and then it makes it really crunchy.
Oh, wow.
So it depends on if you want crunchy. This is more like a flour tortilla kind of texture.
So
This
good.
is
And then you've
still-
got the ground beef, and
Do
you
you
got the
serve these
cheese.
at the smoothie shop?
I do
Or
not at
smoothie
the cafe. I do
No.
not. It's
Yeah.
smoothies. We got acai bowls. We got breakfast bowls. We
So
got
you do food there.
what it's kind of based around all kind of smoothies and juices.
Yeah.
We try to do all organic.
Yes.
We have organic juices, and then I created certain recipes for the juices. People come in, I'm hungover, I have a cough, I'm about to work out, and then I'll add certain items to their juice or to their smoothie. Really important, like a good example is cinnamon. Ceylon. Ceylon. Cinnamon is the best cinnamon.
Okay.
And it'll lower your glycemic, it'll lower your blood sugar straight down, and it'll slow down your heart rate as well if you're like freaking out.
Yeah.
Cayenne on the tongue, so people come in if they have a headache. Something like 85-9% of the people who have a headache is because they're depleted of the sodium. When you get called go to an ambulance, the first thing they do is give you a bag of saline.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
that is salt water.
Yeah.
So they
But you were telling me
replenishing
earlier,
Yeah.
Celtic salt.
Celtic salt.
Okay.
So Celtic salt, 82 minerals. The ocean is 92 minerals. Celtic salt has 82 minerals. Our body has 92 minerals. God is good. And it has 3 types of magnesium.
Yeah.
And more important for women than men because of the thyroid, it has magnesium sulfate, magnesium bromide, magnesium chloride. Now, people will come in, they have acid reflux, or stomach issues, and it's because they don't have enough acid in their stomach. They're all like, oh, I got to get antacid. Well, that's so aggravating sometimes. Sorry, but it's really aggravating. And so you don't have enough of the hydrochloric acid in your stomach. One way to get more chloric acid in the hydrochloric acid is sodium chloride, as in you need more salt in your diet.
Wow.
Our stomach acid is the second highest in the animal kingdom. We're equivalent to a vulture. So we should be eating carcasses and hair and nails and beaks and stuff like this, just like a vulture does.
Please tell me you don't do that.
Do not do that.
Okay, good. just disclaimer.
Do
Because
not
you
do
never
that.
know with
Make it
this.
sure.
Nice. But it's not because they have too much acid, it's they don't have enough acid. And so don't worry about taking antacids. Add salt, Celtic salt. Don't do table salt. Table salt will kill you. But add the Celtic salt to your
What's
diet.
the difference between table
There's like
salt?
3 minerals in table salt.
Okay.
And they
It's
took
so
out
refined.
all the minerals.
So it seems to me, I hate to say this, I don't want to sound like conspiratorial, but it's like almost everything you've been told is sort of
Not
off,
necessarily. Right.
or it's like, and that
necessarily
like everything's
right.
been stripped.
Yeah.
Like everything's been stripped down. Like
Yeah.
you need the salt, and yet they're telling you not to take the salt. So and now your body, and then it just seems like it's perpetuating all the problems as you're trying to actually do the right thing.
Trying to get healthy.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not a doctor. I
I
want
know you're
everybody
not.
to research what they're doing.
Right.
But I'm a naturopath
Yeah.
Right.
and trying to get people healthy. The other thing in the Celtic salt is with the 3 types of magnesium.
Yeah.
Magnesium is a muscle relaxant.
Yes.
People have acid reflux and those start to go back up their throat.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of things. There's something like 12, or don't quote me on the number, but there's a bunch of sphincters in your body. And one of the sphincters is a aortic sphincter. And that's that flap that goes over your stomach after you eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're stressed out, sometimes when you're stressed out and you're running around and everything like that, and you kind of get this acid reflux or coming back up kind of thing, it's because your aortic sphincter is stressed out. And you're not relaxed. And they're like, okay, calm down. Okay. Sit down and breathe. That's going to be one way to start to relax it. But also the Celtic salt has the magnesium. Magnesium is a muscle relaxant, and it's going to relax it as well.
Okay.
So super important to relax it. Also very important, while you're eating, you should not be drinking. Drink up to a half an hour before you eat, and a good 45 minutes or an hour.
You mean like
after
even
you eat.
water?
Just
or
drinking
anything?
nothing.
Nothing.
I just literally
Nothing.
Because
drank
you
that
don't
one
want to
time.
dilute. And you can have sips, like,
Yeah.
something in your throat, have sips and stuff like that. You don't want to dilute the hydrochloric acid in your stomach.
Got
Okay.
it.
So,
Because
and
that's
then-
what's breaking down all the food.
And then your food's going to sit there because there's no acid to break it
And
down.
rot.
And then rot, and then cause the stomach problems, and then also come up your throat.
Yeah.
No bubbly around your food time, half an hour, 45 minutes. So no champagne or any sodas or anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Very
gross.
American.
So
Yes.
think about that. Like
Yes.
what you're literally describing is like opposite of the vast majority.
Well,
100%.
but that's
diet.
why you get what you get.
Yeah.
Right.
And if
No,
they
that's why
just
you get-
cut, and then the other thing, the final thing is eat at least 2 hours before you go to sleep. 3 hours will be better, but 2 hours. So don't eat in about half an hour. Go sleep, because now you're horizontal, and now it's going to come back up your throat.
So
and
this
back
is
in
for the
proper
acid
digestion.
reflux.
Yes.
So you've got the stomach sphincter.
the aortic sphincter,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are the other ones?
and not enough acid.
Okay.
Add salt, the
Okay.
chloric acid. Also in the Celtic salt, there is magnesium chloride. So we'll add to the hydrochloric acid as in the chloride. So that'll add as well. Super important. And then not drinking while you're eating. And again, these are the people that are having stomach problems.
Yeah.
Not everybody has that problem, but they still might want to kind of behave themselves
Yeah.
while they're eating. Really important. If you still have a problem, then just don't combine. So if you have to have, you should never do another salad for us. Your life salad is just not good. The way to
Okay,
all I eat.
now I'm going to arm
I'm gonna
wrestle
fight
you.
you.
I love salads.
okay,
I
if
love
you
them.
have to have salad,
Yes.
then arugula is the one that you're supposed to eat.
Why no salad? I have to ask that question.
Because we're
the
salad
reason,
people.
the reason the farmers give their cows greens and grains is to fatten them up. If you want to be fat, eat a salad. I'm just saying that. But if you have
salad
to have,
has no calories, so it's okay.
yeah, but it's really hard for your body to digest, and it's going to keep stuff in your system. You want to get it in and out.
Okay.
All right, for sure, no spinach or kale.
Wow.
Really super bad because they have oxalates, and they're like diamonds, and it cuts up holes in your lower intestines.
What?
No kale, no spinach for the rest of life. And spinach is not as bad as kale. However, spinach within the first 24 hours loses 50% of its nutritional value, and within 48 hours is completely zero. So if you have to have spinach, get it in your garden or your neighbor's garden.
Oh my gosh, so you're buying a bag.
But it's empty.
And it's just empty.
It's already empty of all nutritional value. It's so
Really?
completely silly.
Okay, you're just ruining me.
So,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
I'm
literally,
like, what am
I'm
I
a
going to
spinach
do?
guy. I love
no,
salad.
if you do salad, do arugula.
Okay.
I do love arugula.
So why is
What
arugula
about-
different?
Because there's no oxalates in the arugula.
Okay.
What
And it's
about-
the oxalates you want to protect against.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
your lower gut, especially if somebody has lower gut issues, really stay off the salad.
Wow.
Really super
Brussels
important.
sprouts?
So Brussels sprouts are hard to break down.
Are they?
Again, yeah, and there's I think it's sulforaphane in the Brussels sprouts. If you're going to do Brussels sprouts, you kind of need to cut it up.
Which I do.
Yeah.
Just like onions. Onions have allicin in it, and garlic has allicin in it, and broccoli has sulforaphane in it. So what you need to do, and you know when you cut an onion and you just get that whoop
Yeah.
and it
Right.
makes you cut,
Yeah.
that's allicin. The gas is called allicin. So an animal, when you attack an animal, it can run away, but a plant can't. So a plant, to keep animals away from eating themselves, is they have these toxins,
They protect.
nightshade poisons, and other poisons
That's
like that.
the defense
That's the
mechanism.
defense.
Right, that's defense. So with the garlic, and sometimes when you eat garlic, you open the garlic, you put it in the pan, you boil it, you have the food, and you eat it, and then it's just breathing out of your
Yes,
body.
yeah.
But that's the allicin that's escaping. It's this gas that you consume. So if you have to do garlic, onion, broccoli, all these different items, attack it. Like cut it up,
Okay.
put it in the corner. A good 10 minutes before you
Okay, let it all
cook
release.
It's all released, and then when you eat it, you're not going to have that garlic kind of smell coming out of your body.
Wow.
So
Wow.
super. And I'm not going to say there are health factors to garlic. And in fact, I put it in my master tonic,
Ooh,
but I
yes.
attack
Let's
the
talk
garlic.
about these tonics. These
I-
tonics are
I
fun.
put it
I
in my
love
master
myself
tonic,
tonics.
but I
Wow.
attack the garlic, and then no, those are all okay. But these are all yours, and these are all yours.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. So are these
Outstanding.
all master tonics or different ones?
When you do, it's called the Grand Slam, and there's
Okay.
4 shots across, and you do the Grand Slam, and the first one you do is the Master Tonic.
So you want us to do it now,
So
or
you
do you
have
want
to
to
do
show
it now.
everyone?
All right.
Okay.
All right, and this first one is going to taste sort of like a salad dressing.
All right.
So I infuse, and in it's red jalapenos, red Anaheims, chili rellenos, radish, horseradish, ginger, onion,
Ooh.
garlic.
Got it,
There's
Kit.
just all these hot spices. I infuse it for about 6 weeks. Then I ferment it with my ukanhako, and it becomes tasting like salad dressing.
that tastes delicious, but I'm on fire.
It's
Like not bad on fire. It's a warm.
It's
This
a warm.
is- this
It's
is-
a warm
this is
heat.
right up
It's-
my alley.
yeah,
And
Right
there's
here.
a lot of cayenne in it, and again, the cayenne has the capsaicin
Can I
in it.
drink water
which
with
is
it,
really
or
good.
is that not
Absolutely.
good?
No,
Okay.
you're good.
So good.
It's
What
just
about-
That is
what about
really
radishes?
good. He is.
Radishes again are good in this consistency, but they're not as good as cayenne. Cayenne has a certain capsaicin in it,
Yeah.
and that'll heal anything. That'll heal
Okay.
cuts.
Yeah.
That'll heal heart attacks.
Yeah.
So I was just over at the Charlie Kirk Memorial.
Before
and
you go there, sorry to pause you.
Okay.
Is this? Am I meant to take another
So
one?
you're taking the second one, and they're
Okay.
back to back. There's 4 of them.
Oh,
Okay, that's why I'm saying.
by the way,
Yeah, you got to keep up.
that's
Come on.
so good. Sorry.
Salad
Keep up,
dressing.
Carl.
Salad dressing.
I went to
knew-
public school.
But what is this now? Is this?
So this is the ukanhako, the fermented turmeric.
Okay.
And it's going to start like a light mustard and finish like a vinegar.
Gosh, so good.
Now, there are a lot of people that come in the shop and they start feeling better after taking this turmeric.
Yeah.
Then they'll go home and they'll try
I
to find
love
it.
this.
Light mustard finish like a light vinegar. And they can't
Yeah.
find it. I kind of invented it, so there's that. And so I ship it all over the United States. Did another shipment.
So
If
good.
you
By
want,
the way, like,
yes, these taste. All of them taste
that
amazing.
is amazing.
I
Like,
actually put that on like my beef. I put that on my chicken. I put
so
that on
you
my
marinate
fish.
good, like a
or you
marinade,
put it in
yeah,
it?
okay.
Oh
It's
wow.
so good.
wow.
This is fun.
By the way,
You
best
can come back
episode ever.
more.
All right, you're gonna have to be a regular.
So now
For
this
sure.
is the
Okay,
Taimahako,
so
the
clear
fermented
one.
thyme, breathing,
Okay.
lungs, congestion, sinuses, and
Oh,
allergies, like a super
I love
histamine weight.
this.
And it's going to taste sort of like a Christmas tree.
Like a Christmas tree.
It
does. That's a
tastes
good
like a
description.
Christmas tree. I don't know. It's just like if
Oh,
the
it does.
Christmas tree ever fell on you and you accidentally ate some of it, it kind of tastes like a Christmas tree.
It's refreshing.
Right? It's
Believe it
very
or not.
refreshing. That's the one I think would taste good with gin.
It would.
yes,
this
that
would
would
be
be perfect.
This would be the best
Oh my gosh.
gin drink.
Yeah,
That
I
would-
agree.
We got a bottle, right?
Yes, you got about right here.
And
right here.
gin at home.
Tonight,
All right.
tonight you're drinking.
Guess what the crosses are doing tonight? No more coughing for me. Thank you so
absolutely.
much.
Then on the 4 of the Grand Slam, this is the last one.
Correct. So
And it's a double fermented kombucha.
Ooh, I love
Oh.
kombucha.
And this one, it's going to taste sort of like the color pink.
Okay.
Like the crayon.
Like,
Kind of just tastes like a color
yeah.
pink.
You know, even the smell of it when you say
Right?
Well, that's good.
And it's double fermented, just so good for your great probiotic.
that. What is in the kombucha?
And it's just fermented green tea.
That's it?
Yep. And then
Why is it pink?
Well, and then I add my
so good.
beet juice with it. So it's beet, ginger.
What about beets?
Lemon. Beet's really good if you're about to work out. Really good. It cleans your red blood cells. So what
I love
happens?
beets.
Your red blood cells typically are like this. There's
Yeah.
a 1%ers. I don't know if you ever heard of 1%ers. There's 1%ers that they have unique things about them. So 1%ers, they're the ones that can smoke till they're 96 and never get cancer because
Okay.
their red blood cells are like this and they can't get carcinogens in them.
Okay.
The average person, their red blood cells are like this. And carcinogens get in there and just smog or smoke or different things get in there.
Yeah.
When you drink beet juice, it cleans all your red blood cells, allowing oxygen to get in there. And so they started in the mid-90s with the Russian weightlifters.
Yeah.
And then it switched to the triathletes and then the bodybuilders and all these people. When they about to compete, they do some beet juices.
Okay.
And because it oxygenates their body and they have a longer workout, like they have more endurance, and then they can lift more. Beet's really good for
I have beets every day. Almost.
Really, really
Yeah,
good.
in his little concoction.
I love my beets.
That was fabulous. Thank you so much.
Man.
Absolutely.
So going back to the Smoothie Cafe, all of this is available there.
All of it's there.
People
I
can
make
come
them
in.
right there in the kitchen. People
It's
come
fresh.
in, and then all the time people come in like, Fifth, I have gout. How can I fix that? I have a skin thing. There's just all these different remedies. Fifth, I have a headache. I put salt on the palm. They lick it. So again, I was just at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, and it was 4 a.m. There was about 40,000 people, and I was right at the front with this nurse, coincidentally, and I always carry, it's in my car right now, salt and cayenne. I was going to bring that in. I can't believe it.
It's all right.
And so I have these things like salt and cayenne.
Salt.
And so they started passing out because they're like sardines, and
Because it was
they're
so hot too,
and
right?
it was like 85, 90 degrees
Yeah.
at 4 a.m, and they're
Yeah.
like, medic. So I grabbed the RN and I would make my way over there, and we get salt on the tongue, and then it helps for the headache, and it helps the energy, and it's an ion with the positive ions and negative ions, and it's also electricity.
Okay.
On the side note, baking soda. Do a half a teaspoon of baking soda before you work out. All that is pure electricity for your body. So I get salt on the
half
tongue.
a
Hold on.
Yeah.
Pause you.
Yep.
Pause you. This is
Fascinating.
great information. So half a teaspoon of baking
Baking
soda.
soda.
Just in water?
And just water, about this
Okay.
much water.
Okay.
So some people will put in this whole water, and then you have to drink this whole disgusting water.
Yeah.
Put about this water, down it, and then chase it with a nice clean glass of water.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Really
Gotcha.
good way to work out if you're doing tennis or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Also, if you're out on the tennis court, not sure you know, she's an amazing tennis player. Competes all the
This
time.
is
Probably
very
one
true.
of the best on the island.
Yeah.
If you're hot,
Thanks, Trace, for telling him.
if you're hot and you're about to pass out, and you're lightheaded, you just spend 5 hours in the heat in Florida.
Yeah.
Get salt on your tongue, and then also cayenne on your tongue.
Just
Can I ask you-
how much? Sorry.
So I have
Just
this container
just a
like this.
little
You lick your finger, put it on your tongue. Try not to get lips unless you want big red lips. And some girls want big red lips. And it's a
me.
vasodilator, and it's going to open up your AMC, your anterior vesicular cortex, and it'll stop the brain event if somebody's having a heart attack or
Yeah.
palpitations or something's wrong with the heart.
Yeah.
Cayenne on the tongue, and I had to do it on the plane one time as well. I had 7 times over the event.
Right, I
7
think
different
Charlie
people
had,
were
yeah.
passing out, at the gate at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. At 5 in the morning, there was like 70,000 people. So me and the nurse, like 7 times, medic, and we go over there, cayenne on the tongue, and it opens up your arteries for your heart as well.
Wow.
And it stops that event. Anybody having a heart attack, it's basically like nitroglycerin.
Okay.
But I don't carry that in my pocket, so I
Yeah.
have cayenne.
Yeah.
And then, lightheaded. Some people, you get like a headache or start to get a migraine. Have you guys ever had a migraine?
Yeah, I've started to get one.
Okay.
And it can be nasty.
So you get the heaviness in your eyes.
Yes.
Some people get peripheral here, or it'll turn black and white.
Yeah.
And that starts to happen. Cayenne on your tongue, your finger, cayenne on your tongue, and it opens up the AMC, gets oxygen to your brain, and it dissipates like within 10 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
So
we
you know,
need to
I do
try
my
that.
little So question for you, because I do that cayenne like every day in my little tea. So is that different the way I do it versus just putting it? Okay.
You're still getting the cayenne, which is really good.
Okay.
I'd say at least 3 times a day. But it is a faster absorption if you get it on your tongue
Straight on
before
your
you
tongue.
drink it.
Okay.
So this one guy had heart problems, and it cured his heart problems. He was doing like a tablespoon of cayenne 3 times a day. That's a lot of
That's a
cayenne.
lot.
It is good for your libido for men.
Okay.
It helps the blood flow.
What
and
about
your-
for women?
and
You got
energy.
anything for the women?
Well,
It's about the men.
well,
the men.
the guy has the libido problem. The girl has the headache problem. Yeah, not tonight, honey. I got a headache. And it cures the headache.
Cayenne.
So there you go.
All right.
So guess what? I just ordered
I got a
that.
headache.
I got
Here's your cayenne.
Open up.
every night cayenne. It's good.
So it really opens. Vasodilator, really good to work out. People, especially diabetic people,
Yeah.
and they just had like too much bananas and some peaches or something, and their sugar levels are really, really rising. They're starting to get the headache. Man, straight away, cayenne on that tongue.
Yeah.
Get some salt, and then obviously get some butter as well.
Can I just ask you a question? So Shiloh plays a lot of sports.
Nice.
And there'd be times where he'll go from a football game to a baseball game in the same day.
Right.
You know, down here in the South.
Yep.
So because I hate Gatorade. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against Gatorade. We're not here to bash, but
There's a lot of
does.
additives in Gatorade.
Right.
The old Gatorade was really, really good. They kind of add some like the dyes.
Yeah, the
You know,
dyes.
yeah,
That's
that's
the
what I'm saying.
problem.
So would what you're talking about be helpful? What could we do for him?
100%. So back in the day, my dad and grandpa and everything, when they were playing football, and they were in the military, they used to have salt tablets. They were out there in uniform, and it was 180 degrees, and they were, running up and down, doing all these things. And then in the middle of it, they'd stop and like, everybody salt tablets. And they would give salt tablets.
Wow.
Right? And then they stopped that.
It's crazy
Can you
because
still buy salt tablets?
You can. I'm sure.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
never
look
ordered
it
got to
up.
be
but
the
I'm
right
sure.
Yeah.
kind.
But
I'm
Celtic
sure.
salt. But then
Celtic
again,
salt.
just Celtic, if he did a couple of times the salt on his tongue.
What about the baking soda? Is that
Baking soda, half a teaspoon before he works out.
Oh, before
and
he
before
goes-
he goes to the football
field.
game and stuff. And it's because your
Good
whole
luck.
body is just electrical. It's all electricity. And you're trying to balance the acidity in your body, from stress and kind of your diet and the sugar, and the cayenne as well as the baking soda and the salt is going to balance your pH levels.
Okay.
And it's going to also permit more electricity. The one thing that I haven't touched, super, super important, is grounding. So a guy came in today, and he went to the
Yes.
doctors, and he said, "Hey, Fifth, my blood pressure is way too high. The doctor wants me to go on statin." I go, "Okay, I'm lucky that he's not here because I would say something to him." And again, research. I am not a doctor. Please research this. But right before he went to the doctors, he had breakfast at 8. He went to the doctors at 9. He had granola, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries.
Right there.
I'm just sitting there like, are you seriously serious right now? And so one good way to, first of all, don't eat before you go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's called stacking.
Okay.
So your blood, when there's too many positive ions, which is a bad thing, it's pushing you down.
Okay.
When you go to the ocean or waterfall and the splash into the water, it's negative ions that break the positive ions, lift your spirits,
Okay.
your attitude and stuff. So stacking is when you have too many positive ions. Get grounded. You got to stand any ground barefoot.
Barefoot. Yep.
But it has to be
Yes.
like not this ground, outside
Like real,
ground.
Yeah,
like
real
not
ground.
cement.
Dirt.
Like get on
Ground.
dirt,
grass,
grass.
sand is really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what happens, it's your your blood starts to flow.
Okay.
It stops stacking.
Yeah.
And then you're releasing, the plug for a washing machine, the grounding plug. Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
The grounding plug is the third one right here, so the washing machine doesn't back up and cause a fire, right?
Yep.
So it grounds the washing machine. Well, our body is the same thing. We have all this static electricity, and if you touch somebody and you spark them, it's because of the extra electricity. You've got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Really important for your blood flow, and that's by getting grounded.
Yeah. That's
So
why we
I've
love the beach.
seen just advertisements for grounding sheets.
I have a grounded shape.
Do you recommend those?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It definitely works. And you can test it. And I have a tester.
Sure.
And it's a meter. So when I'm touching the grounding sheet and touching myself, then it goes back to 0.
Okay.
or it goes up to 10. It's one or the other. I forget the difference. But then if I don't touch the grounding sheet, you can see the difference in the measure.
Okay.
So it gave me too much energy. So
Too much
I'm
energy.
not sure if you can tell,
Wait a minute.
but I'm a little
Hold on.
energetic.
Wait a minute. What do you look like with too much energy, Finn?
No, I said, I don't do any coffee. I don't do caffeine. I do chocolate once a year.
Yeah.
It's a little energetic for me.
Hold on 1 second. Asher, where are we at right now? Okay.
Okay.
So you think that the grounding sheets are worth investing in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I don't have it on my bed. I have it on my couch.
Okay.
So the cushions, I put the grounding sheets. So whenever I'm sitting on the couch, I'm getting grounded that way.
Okay.
Really important for the sheets, if you're wanting to invest in sheets, is linen. So
Okay.
it's it vibrates at 50,000. Oh, sorry, 50,000, 5,000. Okay. So there's linen and what's the other one? Not hemp. Not cotton.
The silk?
Not silk.
No.
Say another.
Linen, cotton?
Not cotton.
Cotton,
I'm
linen.
having a brain
Bamboo?
fart right now.
Sorry.
But hemp
There
is
is
really
bamboo.
good. Bamboo is really
Yeah.
good. So linen, and linen is from a plant, and what's the other one? It comes from
Silk?
an animal. It's an animal hair.
Oh, animal.
An animal here.
Yeah, it's not cotton. They get it from an animal.
Silk.
Sheep?
Silk.
Like
No?
wool?
Wool. Thank you very much.
That was so simple.
So, thank-
Asher,
That's high school
got
kids.
it.
That's the high school kid. Wool. Thank you very much. So wool vibrates at 5,000 and linen vibrates at 5,000.
Okay.
And in Leviticus, I think it's 22. It's right there in Leviticus. Genesis, Leviticus. The Jewish people are not allowed to mix their wool and their linen.
That's true.
So linen vibrates at 5,000, wool vibrates at 5,000. However, wool vibrates from west to east and linen vibrates east to west. So when you put linen and wool together, it cancels it out, becomes zero.
Got
and it's
it.
really bad for your body. So
Okay.
instead of having wool sheets, I have linen sheets. So that vibrates at 5,000. And the linen
fascinating.
sheets, as you're sleeping in the linen, it's healing your body. If you're healthy, you're vibrating between 70 and 100.
Yeah.
If you're unhealthy, you're like 50 to 30. If you're in hospice, you're vibrating at 15.
So let's talk about vibration. Because
Yeah, I want to know how you test yourself.
Well, and I
What parts
also
you
want to
vibrate.
bring
And you can totally research all of this.
But you got to understand, though, so for a lot of these people, right, because, one, we're a real estate show, right? I swear to you,
Sorry, it's a real estate show.
Dale and I actually,
I don't know how this happened.
we do help you buy and sell real estate. I want to make that very clear. However,
But it's also about the lifestyle and the characters of the island.
well, and what, you know,
The
if you're going to
faces.
move here, you want to live your best life.
Well, that's
now.
exactly
Okay.
right.
Best life.
So
Yeah.
with that being
Yeah.
said, I want to park here. Is that my phone?
It's right there.
Oh,
right?
sorry. Yeah. Sorry, folks.
Well,
my
cut.
phone. It's right there.
On-
You know, it'll stop ringing. Hey, you know what? It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
It's all
Whatever.
right.
Things happen. Thanks. You're
There we
good.
go.
Don't move the camera. You're moving.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on it.
Always good.
Okay. Yeah. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Oh, wait. You got stuff you're looking at. Oh,
No,
No,
yeah.
prompter.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a teleprompter.
This is
These
not
are-
prompted.
yeah,
As you
not
can
at
see,
all.
we're unscripted.
Yeah.
But I want to park for a minute because the thing is, this is all in you, right? There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. This is your DNA. So you're flowing with a lot of information. But for a lot of people out there, you know, Nikola Tesla said, you know, if you want to understand the universe, you know, understand it from frequency, energy, and vibration.
Absolutely.
Like that
Absolutely.
there's really nothing real or solid. That it's a wave of energy, either very slow,
Yep.
which condenses it, makes it feel like a solid, or high frequency, which is almost an invisible realm, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, what you're talking about with the vibration, because the way I liken it is you can go to a party and somebody walks in the room like you. And you go, man, the party's starting, right? Because you raise the vibration.
Yes.
Because you have a high vibration. Whereas somebody comes in and they're like that person, where they're heavy,
Right.
and they're at a low vibration,
Right.
right? And so that's how I would let people, because we all can relate to that. Like, oh my God, that person, not to be mean to people, but they got low vibration. You don't want to be around them. So explain what you're talking about there with.
So important. This is, and there's the saying, you're only as good as the people you hang out with.
Yeah.
You can go into a test exam and be freaking out about the test exam, and your energy can flow off to 1, 2, 3. I mean, there is a distance, but 2 or 3 people around you, and they start getting anxious, right?
Yeah.
And then again, your vibration, if you're healthy, 70 to 100, 50 to 70 is not bad. If it's lower than 50, you're sick. And if it's lower than 30, you're in hospice.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you walk into a room where, you know, they're upset.
Yeah.
Something just happened that really upset a lot of
Like
people,
earlier.
and their frequency is lower, and then some people have a cold, and you go in there like, oh, okay, hey, I gotta leave, see ya, because your frequency starts to go down.
Yeah.
All right, and you are always kind of like, I want to hang out with that person. I want to hang out, and there's certain people you really want to hang out with, and it's because when you're around them, your frequency goes up.
Nice.
So you're only as good as the people you hang out with, and there's another saying: you're only as smart as the smartest person in your group, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It adds to it. It definitely adds to it. And sleeping, again, with the linen and the wool, they used to have linen in sheets in the hospitals up until the 1920s, and then they switched it over to polyester. People used to check themselves into a hospital to get healthy.
Wow.
Because they couldn't afford the linen sheets. You know, they're poor and couldn't afford it.
Wow.
And then they switched it over. The other thing about linen is bacteria can't grow on linen.
Okay.
Now, this is going to be a little bit out there, and please, you need to research this. You need to recharge the linen. So, I have linen socks, linen boxers. This is my work shirt, so it's not linen. Back in the day, when you wash and dried your sheets, and you'd put them on the clothesline,
Yep.
Yeah.
Outside.
and then you
Yep.
make your bed,
Yes.
and you sleep that night, and it was the best sleep you ever had.
Yes.
It was always the best sleep.
So fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah.
We didn't have dryers down in South Africa. We didn't have dryers. It was like, so what I do is, and the sun comes into my through my window to my bed, is I bring the sheets halfway down, and then I have linen sheets and linen pillowcases, and I put them right there in the sun. And they used to do that back before the 1920s.
Recharging.
They would put the pillows in the window frames.
wow.
And then, what do you call those windows that stick out?
bay windows.
The bay windows. They would put in the castles and everything. They put them in the bay windows. The sun would charge them up, and then you get them back to 5,000. And then when you sleep, you had a really good sleep, and you felt healthier in the morning.
That's
Can we
fabulous.
talk about the sun? Isn't it?
That is fabulous. I had zero idea about
100%.
What?
that. Wow.
5:22. I have to be at work at 6.
Okay, give me a sec. Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Well, I want
finish 3 minutes?
No.
Well, no.
No.
Here's what we're gonna do.
No.
So, because, well, one, I'm sure if you're watching it and you made it this far, put something in the comments about any questions that you have for Fifth or anything you'd want to talk about, because we're gonna have you back.
We're having you back.
If you will
on
come
the
back,
regular.
I think you need to come back often
Because there's so much.
there's so much to unpack. I want to talk about the sun though, because that's another thing. Because we've been taught to fear the sun.
Can I, because I know we're out of time, can I cut you off and lead you to what you're going to ask me anyways?
Yeah.
So, sun does not cause cancer. Please research this. I'm not a doctor. Sun does not cause cancer. However, your diet will cause cancer if you're in the sun, depending.
Got it.
Cholesterol. So you eat the cholesterol. So I'm carnivore, I eat the fat. And your go-to is not chicken, turkey, and fish. Your go-to is ribeye. You need as much fat as possible.
Okay.
So once you have that fat, and then the cheese and the eggs, every morning for breakfast I have 6 eggs. I try to average 10 to 15 eggs a day.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
And-
You know, I can just hear. I can hear it now.
He's gonna die!
Look at him though. Does he look fat?
Yeah.
So I had a volleyball accident a couple months ago, and it slammed my jaw, and I couldn't eat anything but soft food. So I was averaging 20 eggs a day,
Okay.
and I was so healthy. So the reason I'm bringing this up is you have to have the fat. To have the fat, then you consume it. Then your body creates what's called 7-DHC, 7-dehydrocholesterol. So when you consume the cholesterol, your body creates a 7-dehydrocholesterol, 7-DHC, and it goes on your skin. And then when you're out in the sun, it turns it into vitamin D.
Oh wow.
Right?
Okay.
And your body only makes one vitamin. Only one vitamin, and makes it vitamin D. So you're out in the sun, you're creating this vitamin D, then your body absorbs it, and it keeps you healthy. You don't get a cold and you get sick. But it also protects your skin from cancer. The caveat, and this is hugely important, is when I'm playing pickleball, you'll have some older people who don't seem very healthy, and they have the sleeves, and they have gloves, and they have long pants, and it's 180 degrees, and they have the hat, and then they have the thing over their head, and there's no touch in the sun, which is really important for them because they're vegetarians. And if you're a vegetarian, you're not getting any fat. You're not going to create the 7-DHC, 7-dehydrocholesterol.
And
it's not going to go on the sun. It's not going to protect them. If they didn't protect their skin, they will get skin cancer.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's all from the fat from the 7-DHC.
Wow.
Please research this.
No. Listen. All right.
Fascinating.
First of all, you.
Can I just ask? I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Just 2 quick questions, and then we'll let you go.
I'll try to say yes and no, not
Okay.
the one.
Okay. No. So, how do you measure your frequency? Where your body's
Yeah,
frequency
that's a good
is at?
question.
You can go to doctors or people that have special equipment.
But so it's an equipment. It's
Yeah,
piece
the
of
equipment. And
Okay.
so you can't measure it, but you can feel it.
Okay.
And you can feel it energetic. Oh, I'm feeling energetic. I'm probably like 85, 90. Oh, like I'm going to go run. I just finished my workout. Now I'm higher. I'm
Yes.
95, 100. I'm starting to get sick. When I get sick, it was never the vitamin C. When was the last time somebody died of scurvy?
Yeah.
It was never, ever the vitamin C. It's not bad to take vitamin C, but it was always the vitamin D.
Right.
Okay.
So when you're down, you need that extra vitamin D. So I'll take 5 capsules of vitamin D. I'll take some supplements as well. I'll take some oregano. And then so there's other complex stuff that I take as well. But for sure, you can feel it. If you really wanted to measure it, and if you're like starting to get sick and you're concerned, you can go to, I'm not sure Restore has it, but there are some places that can measure your frequency.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, that's fascinating. Second question, the carnivore diet. I have been taught that dairy is not good for you because it causes inflammation.
Right.
Can you speak to
Okay.
that?
Super, super important. It's not dairy, but what goes with the dairy. So, for example, if you have a regular store-bought ice cream, it's going to have a lot of sugar and additives and stuff. Some
I'm
people,
talking milk, cheese, sour
So
cream.
some people are lactose intolerant because of what happened in when they were younger.
Okay.
So there's an electrical energy that's going like here. And if you have an impasse, some people it's because they're in an accident. Some people because their best dog died when they were 5 years old. Some people because their mom and dad got divorced. They had some kind of impact. Then the energy is stopped. And it's not circulating your body.
Gotcha.
Now you become, and you'll find, like if you get a divorce, all of a sudden I'm allergic to flour, or I'm allergic to grapes. All of a sudden you create these allergies. Like I was never allergic to nuts before, and you create these allergies. It's because your electricity is not not flowing. Also, some people won't eat cheese and meat for 20 years, and all of a sudden you try to teach your body to eat, drink milk again.
Yeah.
So you have to definitely go easy. Some people can't drink milk, but they can do goat milk.
Okay.
And goat milk is super, super good. And in fact, it says in the Old Testament to always drink goat milk for healthy.
The land flowing with milk and honey.
Milk and honey, absolutely.
Wow.
So it doesn't cause the inflammation.
Okay.
And I make a really good carnivore ice cream. Oh my gosh! And
Is that what you serve at the Smooth Cafe?
I don't serve it, but I can create it.
Okay.
And it's just 5 egg yolks and 2.5 cups of heavy cream.
Yeah.
And you peak the yolks and you peak the cream and you blend it lightly, or you fold it in lightly. Cinnamon and then honey. Honey is carnivore.
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
And then you freeze it. An hour, blend it. Freeze an hour, blend it, freeze an hour. Then you freeze it for 4 hours, or like the next day, or the next day, or next day.
Yeah.
It's so good. And in cream, heavy cream is melatonin. So when you have ice cream at night, healthy ice cream, it actually helps you sleep.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. So how would you recharge? If you did have a break in your electrical field, how do you get it
There
going
are,
again?
so I actually had an impasse one time, and I was actually allergic to milk.
Okay.
And so there are certain doctors out there, and he'll touch your head and touch your stomach and ask you questions. What happened when you're 7 years old? Or 7 years old, I was in an accident, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then he touched it, and he reconnects that energy. You have to go to these doctors that are like, that, and I don't even know what the
Is
name
it
of the doctor.
similar to like the like Beth shown?
No, acupuncture.
So it's kind of like
But
acupuncture
acupuncture does reconnect
create
some of the
energy.
electrical
and
field.
they might be able to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then they reconnected that, and
Okay.
he said in 24 hours have a glass of milk. And I'm telling you, I was really bad with milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 24 hours later, I had a glass of milk. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get really close to the bathroom, drink the milk. Nothing happened, and now I can drink milk and cheese and
You're fine.
heavy cream, and not a
Wow.
problem. So,
It's
yeah.
interesting.
That's fascinating.
It
Thank
really
you.
is.
Thank you
Yeah.
for entertaining me on that.
Absolutely.
Those
Do
questions.
you meditate?
So I do 12 minutes in the morning.
Yeah.
I do. I listen to meditation music, and I do breath work.
Yeah.
Breath work's
That's
hugely
huge.
important. Gary Brecka, he does breath work. They also have this Navy SEAL square.
Yeah.
I do what's called double gulp breath work, and I also do what's called the Fibonacci sequence
Yeah.
of 13, 13, 8, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
And hold your breath. And you actually create new neurons and stem cells from breath work. And holding your breath, it actually creates new stem cells. They're like, you can actually create new stem cells.
Yeah, and we're going to have to wrap this up. But I mean, we could probably, this could be like a 5-hour podcast.
Well, we'll have them back.
Yeah.
No questions?
We got plenty that we did not
so many
get
questions. But because I want to end it on that, and this would be the hope to everybody, is that the body is an amazing, resilient machine, and that we've been given everything, the natural medicines out there, and that it's really about us. It wants homeostasis, it wants balance, and it's the decisions we make, whether it's taking the time to do breath work, paying attention to how you feel, exercise, all those things, but that it can regenerate.
Yes.
You know, the liver regenerates everything. Yeah.
So a good detox for the liver, if you're having like fatty livers, they're going to put you on medicine and your liver's about to break down. Super, super great detox for the liver is 14 eggs for 14 days.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And it regenerates the liver. Now, I know this is about real estate and everything, and one of the reasons you brought me on is because it was about a year, 2 years ago, there was a guy that went to all the smoothie cafes, shops, and they came out and they didn't say who was 1, 2, or 3, but they said the top 8 in the state, and I was one of the top 8 in the state for smoothie shops.
Yes, there you have it.
And the best in Buford as well.
So if you move to the area, you're looking at the area, Smooth Cafe, where are you located?
Right at the south end, of course, south end. Over by Staples, over by the entrance to Sea Pines.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
And I will add Shiloh's favorite place for ice cream.
Yes.
He loves your ice cream.
Best soft serve on the island. So
organic ingredients.
And it's organic almond milk. It's so good for you.
Yes.
I just can't thank you enough. Number one, I'm very fascinated. I want to keep this conversation going. And I just want to say to somebody, Ash Shiloh, put the camera on Fifth. I promise you folks, you have no idea. We meet 55-year-olds all the time. Put it back on the big camera, the main one here. We work with the 55-plus crowd, right, over and over.
All the time.
This guy has more energy, and I'm not going to say his age.
Us
You never have to guess his age.
You're saying I'm 55?
No,
Why would you say
I know,
55?
right?
No.
But I promise you, folks,
He's not.
this guy is. He should be an inspiration, because it shows you what's possible in life. But you have to approach it a little different, and you have to take a different. You have to do different things, right?
If I could say one final thing, and they did a study. If you think so I always guess my age at 42.
Well,
if you act like you're 42, you start running more, like you start exercising. What did I do when I was 42? Well, I ran up the steps. Well, let me run up the steps. You got to think that age projected, and then you act like that age.
1,000%.
And I didn't mean that. I'm not trying to offend. What I'm saying is like, I have no idea how old you are, but Club Med sort of gives me some clues. But
well, I've been a lot of places. So the years
but I'm just trying to say I agree with you, because we both say the same thing. We think and act like we're in our 30s still. Like that's
I'm
how
29.
we approach
I don't know about you.
32.
32.
That's how I approach it. But will you come back and be a regular? Folks, we want to have Fifth back as a regular, because I feel like you have so much to offer. And listen, he's here. Come and see him. Come talk to him. If you're in the area, if you're local, come down and see him. You've just heard it. This guy is just...
And come try all these amazing tonics that he's bought us. I mean, these fermented, these things taste amazing. I wouldn't
and the carnivore tacos are amazing.
But he won't make those for you in the store. Come get it.
Thank you so much for coming on. We'll get you back on the schedule. We have, by the way, we only asked 2 questions off the sheet.
That's all good.
3 pages. We got the 2 questions. So you're the best.
Thank you so much.
So thank you.
Appreciate
it.
Awesome.
And
listen, like, share, subscribe. Listen, help us grow. We are growing. It's amazing. The subscriber count is up. The share count is up. The views are up. We need your help. If you like what we're bringing to the area, to the island, to your life, help us out by sharing Real Talk Hilton Head, and be sure to come back for the next episode.
Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe to Real Talk Hilton Head, and leave us a review to help others discover the Low Country lifestyle.